welcome back to my YouTube channel. Welcome back to All Things Faith, Love and Purpose.
Inda, Marimini, Bekele.
And I have my husband here who's joining me for the video.
Well, in this case, it hasn't been Beke Lebeke.
Yeah, I haven't posted.
It's been a hectic year for you, my love. Huh?
Good life, guys. Sorry that I haven't been posting that often, but you know.
Now, in her defense, it's been a very demanding year. Besides me being the biggest demander, life has just been demanding of her.
I've been suffering.
No, it's not that deep. But yeah, it's nothing deep. It's just
life happens, guys. Yeah, and
because we literally had to. Our plan or your plan was to upload this video during our anniversary month, which is December.
November.
Yes, the 7th of November. You know, and we were hoping that we could be able to record and should be able to upload her.
We were planning a whole marriage series, guys, but it's still coming. It's still relevant. It's only a month
Time is
later.
of the essence, honestly. Time has been of the essence. Honestly.
Life happens, but
so in her
we
defense, we move and we grow.
Yes.
And we heal.
Yes. As bonge. But as you can see by the title, you guys, we're doing a get to know us type of thing. People who follow me on Instagram asked a few questions pertaining to our marriage, first year of marriage, how we met, and all of that. So we'll be answering a few of those questions, and we hope that you like and you enjoy. We're going to try to be as honest and authentic as possible, organic as possible, and you hope that you will enjoy it. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not subscribed to my channel. We're on the road to 5K, I think. Last time.
No, guys. We've lost touch.
But I'm coming back
with a
big bang.
Big Bang Theory.
Baby, where are your questions?
My questions are right, yeah?
Okay, so we have quite a few. We'll try to answer as many as possible. After all, we don't want this video to be too long,
But can I just say something? Since we are newbies in this marriage veil set up, as we say, it's our first year of marriage. Yeah. And I just want to make this remark that, you know what, before I got married, I was the champion of marriage. I think I was.
You had it all figured out.
I have it all figured out. I'm the marriage coach. If you needed a marriage coach, I was the guy. And then a year later, getting married, I realized
I know nothing at all. at all.
I know nothing, guys. And so it's just been a process of learning.
Yeah, it's a journey.
We did prepare. Yes. We did go through premarital counseling. Reading a few marriage books, you know.
Well, me reading and me relating to.
Don't expose me. But as well as, attending a few marriage seminars.
Yes.
You know, you'd think, hey,
but you can never be ready.
So to have the formula, have it all figured out. And when the tire hits the road.
Yay! It really hits the road. Disclaimer, we're just sharing our journey and experience of our first year in marriage. Anyway, so let's get right into the video. Okay, so the first one that I have here, it says, no questions. I honestly admire your marriage and faith in Christ.
Who's that?
Matlo. Thank you so much.
We are encouraged. Shout out to you.
Yeah. Okay. Number 1. How did you guys meet and who liked who first? It's obvious who liked who first. He liked me first, even though he did not say it. But
no, she was in a relationship.
Yeah, but
I had to respect that.
But the point is you liked me.
No, obviously you seemed like a very nice girl. You're beautiful, attractive, and wise. Beautiful heart.
That's me.
And I remember the first day we met. It was at a Spur restaurant. It was a meet and greet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the first time we met, we were just planning. So our meetup was just about the event that we'd host her for. And
the youth event at their church.
Yeah.
They invited me.
Now your church.
Our church now. But they invited me to be a speaker there, and yeah, we just
It was
had
an honest meeting.
with him and a friend of his who was also part of like the youth, and yeah, just to get to know me, talk about the event.
Yeah, it was a meet and greet.
Yeah.
No agenda whatsoever.
And
but
my boyfriend at that time dropped me off at the.
Yeah, no man, you are.
I made it clear, her guys. Mina,
And we met him that day.
Yes.
We greeted him.
Yeah.
It was just a nice, honest,
I
casual
found
meetup.
brothers in Christ. And then the event came. I was a speaker there. I came with my boyfriend at the time again. And yeah, it was great. And as I was leaving, guy is like, yeah, you must hook me up with a queen like yourself.
Yeah,
That was a hint, hint, nudge, nudge. Yeah, baby, don't act like you didn't say that. We said yeah.
No, but it wasn't at the event. It was,
Baby, after-
It was
after.
during the meetup. Kusper, that's when I mentioned.
Oh, and then I came with my friend that I was trying to hook you up with.
Yeah, but
That didn't work out.
we're here now, guys.
We're
The question
here.
is,
How
let's
did
not
you-
divert. How did you all meet?
That's
and who
how we
liked
met.
who? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how you met.
But
And
we
we're here.
are we not explaining how we then got to be dating?
I'm sure a question's gonna pop up there.
Okay.
Yeah, it's my turn.
Okay.
The question is, how do you guys manage conflict constructively instead of destructively?
I think when we are intentional about communication and just to be honest, okay, we are having a tense day, let's talk what's going on,
Yeah.
type of thing. And
What
you
I've-
reaching out most of the time.
Yeah, I think when it comes to conflict, what I would say is conflict is not always bad. It is necessary sometimes when it's organic, not when you create it. But for me, what I've realized with conflict is that after resolving the conflict, there's deeper chemistry.
Yeah.
So for me, the positive side of conflict is that when it's concluded constructively, it creates chemistry. So
Yeah.
conflict creates chemistry.
Oh, come on,
If you do it
somebody.
the right way.
You can tweet him on that. And then the other one is, what was your first date like? It was nice. Not for me on my side, it was nice. It was like meeting with a friend. There were no awkward moments.
Yeah.
And I think from that night, it was obvious for no man. Something is brewing here because
Not that night.
Mugai, can I just say this? Mugai opened the door. How this guy is now holding my hand. Like, what do you mean? It's our first date. So it was obvious or no.
Honestly, guys, talk about honest moment. What happened that night? I nearly because it was getting late, and I wasn't gonna be able. I thought I wasn't gonna be able to honor that date.
And it was a public holiday.
And it was a public
you were
holiday.
out with your family.
So I came back late, and I suggested that we postpone it to another day instead of going out late. Because, for me, growing up in a family where there's curfews and not necessarily curfews, but you respect boundaries. I wasn't going to be that guy to take her out very late on a first date, whereas the parents don't know me. So that was my concept. But Miguel insisted. She was like, I don't have any curfew.
No.
I was like, okay, let's go.
I did not insist. It was that thing where we didn't cook. I told my parents that hey, I'm going out on a date so they don't have to count me in on whatever they're eating. So like,
okay,
I can't pass.
So you're not coming to meet up with me.
Honestly,
You're bringing
now
your
guys,
appetite.
And honestly, my parents are the ones who convinced me to go out on the date with him. I was like really not interested, and I had just gone through a very bad heartbreak. And yeah, my parents were like, oh, I'll just go, free food. You don't know what it might turn out to be, and here we are. Shout out to my mom and dad. Okay, I need to stop doing this, guys. Instagram. Thank you, Reese. And then
Does it matter?
Yeah. No, let me answer this one. Where did you guys meet, and was it love at first sight? Okay, we answered the part about where did we meet. Was it love at first sight? Not for me. I was not interested. I was like,
Then I wouldn't say it was love at
but you
first sight.
liked me.
But I was attracted. I was interested. But I wouldn't say it was like, yo.
okay.
I was attracted.
Yeah,
I was
not for me.
interested. And
Even when we went to our first date, I was just like, I'm okay.
all right, the next one. How has the transition been regards to friendships.
We've been suffering.
Yeah, no, we
Funny enough, most of our friendships took a knock after we got married.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure why. It was not like we intended, but after we got married,
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe people removed themselves because they thought, okay, now we're married, and there's that stigma, yeah, okay, now when you're married, you should have married friends and all of that, of which in our case
isn't the case.
Yeah, it was never like that. So I don't know, I guess we lost friends that were our friends for that season, and then we gained amazing new friends for this season, and hopefully for the rest of our lives, because we have amazing friends at the moment.
So the transition from friendship to marriage does have casualties in a result where you can't juggle the two now, and so it hasn't been smooth.
Yeah, but it hasn't been too much of a big deal as such.
Yeah.
Whereby there had to be like a big transition.
Definitely.
Okay, and the next one, what do you prefer better, dating or marriage, and why? Well,
marriage,
because we still
sex.
Okay, that's your reason.
Intimacy.
Okay.
And but all right.
Marriage, now for me, I would say, is because obviously as Christians, there were a lot of boundaries that we had in our relationships. I'm in a relationship, and marriage, has given us that opportunity to really do life together. Obviously, the sex, intimacy part of it, living together, planning our future together. Because when you're dating,
can I jump in there? So the first few months before you get married, dropping her off was a hassle.
It was like the worst.
Having to drop
having
her
to
off.
say goodbye. It was not nice anymore.
Like
it would be difficult to even say goodbye, because we were at that point whereby Joe, let's get married. This is not on. So marriage, definitely, we get to do life together. We get to plan our life together. We get to tap into our purpose. Tag team partner vibes, which is absolutely amazing. And there's no more any red tape, and we get to build our family traditions.
Yeah.
Our own traditions that work for us.
Yeah.
Okay, what advice would you give to Christian newlyweds? And is it true that the first year is the hardest?
Why are we only doing your questions? I've also...
baby, we're just going with the flow.
Yeah, I think picking it up from my first remark to say I thought I knew everything about marriage, and then I got married and I realized I know Jack. Ziakala, man.
Baby,
I'm joking. No, but we're just showing the reality of it. That marriage does have its challenges, and marriage is fun, especially when we married young. Marriage becomes fun, it becomes exciting, but it's
not without its challenges.
Yeah, but it demands us to grow up.
Yes.
We're no longer boyfriend and girlfriend. Now we're husband and wife. We're living together. We have now a family. We have responsibilities.
I think that was my biggest shock. So to say, I expected things to remain exactly the same once we got married, and not taking into consideration
expecting date nights
every week like it was before.
Not practical.
Yeah, because not putting into consideration that now we have bills to pay, we have to stick to a budget, and we have to be realistic as well. Date nights every week, it's no longer a thing.
I think my advice would be intentional with making your marriage work.
Because you have to put in the work.
It's not all that lovey-dovey, hey babe. It is that. There's still that romance. There's still that excitement. Yes. There's still that honeymoon love, new wine, but at some point it requires commitment. It requires, so marriage requires work.
Yeah.
It's not just, hey girlfriend, hey boyfriend.
And then the other thing is just be ready for the transition of the fact that now you getting married, you're going to live with this person, you're going to see this person more often than before. There's habits that you might not like, and
in Ephesians that says make room for each other's faults. I think that
wraps
room,
it up. Make room for them.
That room needs to be there.
Is it true that the first year is the hardest? Not Like half and half.
No, I wouldn't say it's the hardest. Well, it depends.
But for us, it has been fairly okay. It has been good.
It's been fair.
Yeah, it's been a fair year of
It
marriage.
has had its
Yes.
challenges, but yeah.
Yeah.
I think for me, okay, but no, I think some questions will come.
We don't have to answer
Yeah.
too long so that the
Yeah.
video is not too long.
Do you live together?
Of
If so,
course.
what are the bad habits of the other person? So my wife, she takes most of the bed space.
No, I don't.
Yeah, no. So like I sleep on the edge, and yeah, man, I'm just hanging by the
You're
thread.
exaggerating. Bad habits. My husband likes asking me questions. For example, he'll ask, have I seen something, without him actually looking for it before he actually asks me, which actually makes no sense. Like, I feel like before you ask me if Setseke is something, you should look for it and then ask if I have
No,
seen
but
it.
if I've seen you using it, and then I want it, I'm gonna first ask you.
And the other thing, my husband is very loud in the morning. Like, I feel like when you wake up, you must have time to gather your thoughts, gather yourself. But no, not my husband, guys. Singing out loud, disturbing my peace. So, bad habits, I think that is it.
Yeah.
Are you planning on having kids soon? What is soon?
Soon is relative. When I was born, Jesus was still coming soon, and guess what? 28 years later, Jesus is still coming soon. So I'd say soon is relative.
Soon is relative, but yeah, we are planning on having kids.
Yeah,
one
kids are
day.
part of the plan. They're part of our vision.
Yes.
But you'll find out.
You'll find out later
Soon.
on. You'll find out soon.
You'll find
You can
out
ask.
soon. What has been the best part of your marriage so far? Okay, the best part for me, man, I think us being friends while we're still married, that for me has been the highlight of our marriage, that we are still friends, we haven't lost each other, and we still do things together, we are in each other's lives, and that has been the best part. That is the highlight of our marriage, that we are supportive of each other, we are behind each other's back,
Blushes.
So yeah, that's my highlight.
For me, I would say it's doing ministry together. That is my highlight, because it's amazing, man, and I feel like it's our purpose, it's our calling, and to do it with someone who's just as passionate about God, just as passionate about his people, just as passionate about the church is top tier. How did you know that he or she is the one?
Yeah, so it was in a dream, and there was
No.
and I saw a white dress
No.
coming down the stairs.
You're lying.
It had no picture,
You're lying.
and I'm joking, guys. I didn't have that dramatic experience.
No.
And for me, I think I don't want to over
Spiritualize
spiritualize
it.
this question, because we can really get spiritual and deep unnecessarily.
God told me.
The only way I knew she was the one is a sense of peace. Peace of mind, peace in my heart, because God is not the author of confusion, but the author of peace.
That's
and
good.
so peace was my measuring stick to know that she's the one.
And for me, I would say that after my heartbreak and all of that, and I was, just telling God about my desires when it comes to a life partner. I told him I would love for once, like when I meet someone, I don't have to explain myself or initiate the conversation about, saving myself for marriage, because that has been always the case with my past relationships. I always have to say, no, I'm saving myself for marriage. Why? Because this and that. Then it becomes, a big deal and stuff. So for me, how I knew that you were the
It was
one.
a commission of inquiry.
Yeah, commission of inquiry.
Why?
And then the guy was the one who initiated the conversation at first, I think after our first date, after our first date, when he dropped me off, he just told me, okay, this is what I believe in, and this is what I would love for us. And I was like,
Yeah.
That's how I knew that he's the one.
Because I believe the ingredients that make a relationship work as you prepare for marriage, belief system is one of the key
It's
principles.
very important, yeah.
You have to share the same belief system because if that is contradictory, then it's not gonna work.
You'll end up compromising yourself
so
and settling for way less than God's best.
100%.
It's your turn, okay? Thank you.
Okay, let me ask. How is it like being married young? Would you have done it earlier, or do you think you could have waited for later?
Being married young is nice because we get to build together from the ground up.
Come on, preach that word.
Later on in life, I think it's going to be one of those things where, look where God has brought us. So it's absolutely amazing. I think that's one of the things that I love the most. And I've always wanted to get married young, like from Kale. I've always desired marriage, the whole idea of building with someone, doing life with someone. And
But while getting married young is enticing and it's fun and it's exciting, it needs one to really grow up and be mentally matured and emotionally matured. I think Harris Daniel talks about emotional intelligence. You must work on that when it comes to marriage, because marriage does not need us to be childish, it just needs us to be fun.
Would you have done it earlier, or do you think you could have waited for later?
I wouldn't have done it earlier because I don't think we were ready. Yeah, we're ready. I think the timing,
we got married at the right time.
Yeah, for us it's been like timing has been of the
Even
essence.
though we were talking about marriage from the beginning, it was all about the right time. For sure. So what was your first impressions of each other? Now for me, like honestly, especially when I went to speak at the event, obviously he preached at the event as well. And for me, the one thing when he was preaching, I was like, I really pray that I get married to a guy who's just so passionate about God and who has that anointing like him. That was my first impression. But it wasn't coming from a sense, I want to date him or whatever. But just like those traits, that character, you're very passionate about God, and it's not a pretense, not an act, like you can really see what this person is called and all of that. So I was like, I would like to get married to a guy like that. So that was my first impression. No
six-pack doesn't build a home.
Yes. But you need to get a six-pack.
That's me trying to justify the minimum color I have. I think for me, her heart, I fell in love with her heart at first because you can't fake generosity. So that is what impressed me more about you.
Oh, so sweet. Okay, who initiated the first kiss? Obviously he did, but it wasn't like a kiss. It was like a peck on the lips.
That's mba.
Yeah.
All right, I'll take the next question. It says, how do you deal with people that keep mentioning that you're too young for marriage? I want to pick it up from this place to say that at first, when we were unmarried, one would think that when such an advice comes, it comes from a very negative... You hating, you don't want what's best for us. But now when you get married and you realize that this is work, you realize that no, they're actually coming from a place of love, and they actually
the fact that it requires maturity. So, and I think also you have to consider who is it coming from, and the context and the proximity of the relationship.
Definitely.
Who initiated the marriage talk? Did you agree that you'd be married by a certain time? Or did he just surprise you when he asked you to marry him? This is for me.
Yeah.
So, who initiated the marriage talk? I think it was obvious from the beginning. We mentioned we are not just dating for the sake of we are dating, but we were always intentional that we are dating with a purpose, which is obviously to get married. And as for agreeing that we'd be married by a certain time, we did not have a specific timeline, but I knew that we were going to get married within that year that you proposed. Well, when he surprised me with the proposal, that was a surprise. I didn't know that he was going to propose then, but
we knew that
year is the year that we are going to get engaged to take our relationship to the next level, because obviously we communicated about it all, okay? So yeah, it was not a surprise, but it was a surprise.
Yeah.
If that
It was
makes-
spontaneous.
It was spontaneous. Yeah.
And just to say that the dating part with a purpose, you mentioned dating with a purpose. I remember Miles Monroe mentioned that dating without the intention of getting married, it's like going into a store empty-handed.
Sure.
You just going there to have a peep, to look, to
forget,
admire,
and
to
then you
window
forget.
shop. And he said, if you happen to walk out of that shop with a product, you have stolen it. So it gives context. to
Because
say-
you went into the shop without knowing what
you
are
know,
you going to get.
For sure. So, what are you guys looking forward to in the next 5 years?
Babies.
I thought we said it's soon.
Our 5 years can be soon or what. But obviously, in the next 5 years, I think, growing our family.
Yeah.
I think that's one thing I'm really
Growing
looking
our
forward
family, growing in our purpose.
Yes.
Growing in ministry. You know.
Securing the bag.
Securing the bag. You know, and
Just growing together.
building a nice home in terms of just a healthy home for our family.
A healthy and wealthy home.
That's
That's the plan. Okay, so I'm also approaching my 1-year anniversary. And my question, has marriage been everything you've imagined so far? No, it hasn't. Real talk. Because obviously when you think about marriage, you think about the rosy part of it, the rose petals, but you don't think about the thorns in the stem of that rose. So marriage comes with both the roses and the thorns, and it hasn't been what I imagined, because I imagined what I see in the movies.
Yeah.
And
Imagine
movies are
Netflix.
scripted. What is it like staying together? It's amazing. We've answered that.
I'm loving this one. How
How
do you guys keep your love fresh and mutually engaging? Because we do have to
Check in.
this. Yeah, because sometimes, let me be honest, sometimes I don't feel like, you know, when you're in that place whereby you like, I love you, but I don't like you right now. You know, so at times you have to intentionally keep the marriage young and fresh. You know, that's where it requires work.
Yeah,
because
it's a
things
decision.
can get really life gets demanding. You know, there are responsibilities to take care of, and sometimes
And
you
also
like,
to consider what your partner is going through in that particular season, so that you can better approach certain, I think, situations. Because sometimes it might be that the problem is not within your marriage per se, but maybe your partner is going through certain things on an individual level, and it's
sometimes
very
you just
important.
need to eat a Magnum.
Ube sharp, man.
Yeah, just eat a
Or
Magnum.
get some wings. Or have more sex.
Yeah.
Then I think it was someone on Instagram. She said that sometimes it's not that you guys are fighting. Sometimes it's not that, you know, there's tension or whatever. It's just that you guys should just have sex. But also being intentional with checking in, you know, marriage check-in.
Yeah, sometimes
so to
we'd
say.
go out for breakfast
And just to
check in. Just
How
to-
how has it been? Just to see how we can be better partners to one another. Where can we improve? What can I do better? What has been the challenge that I've been finding in our marriage? What I don't like? Wara, so that we can, you know, be intentional.
But also, I have to confess that, you know, taking her out on a date has been like an afterthought. You know, it's been like we'll do it when we find time, when we have time. You know. And I realized that no, man, I need to up my sleeves, pick up my socks, and, you know, just make time. Sometimes it's just about being creative indoors. It's not about.
Doesn't have to be expensive. I
always
think that's
going
one
out.
thing I always
Yeah.
say. But it could be a simple thing of having a movie night, just chilling or talking, just bonding, going to bed earlier without our phones and all of that. Baby, like you're ruining my street cred. But yeah, I think that's it. What do you guys do for fun? we still have to find ourselves in that regard.
We still have to find our fun routine because
Yeah.
our fun, it's on an
We both have individual.
It's a personal type of fun.
Yes, he enjoys soccer, of which I don't. I enjoy binge watching Netflix, like girly type of series, of which he doesn't enjoy.
Yeah.
So in that regard, I think we still have to find ourselves and find things that we both enjoy. How many dogs do you guys want?
Hey,
In a perfect
it's
world.
not guys. How many dogs does
like-
Skill want? No, I'm just saying the person who
I
asked
want
the question.
in a perfect world, 2 dogs would be nice, but I had to compromise. So one
in my world,
One
well, at least
King Charles puppy. King Charles or a Pomeranian puppy. One of the two. If you guys have a disagreement, what is it usually about? Money. Money. Yeah, money. We have different ways.
Yeah.
Or whatever. When it
I'm
comes-
glad I have her in my life because
You are,
yeah.
you are impulsive sometimes, and he tends to be overly generous, if that's a thing. Like, he's very generous to a point whereby he can, give to another person or bless another person without really thinking about our household first.
Yeah.
So I'm the stern one. Like, I keep things in
No,
check.
I'll
I'm
give
the
it to
chief
you.
financial officer
That's the
of
way
the
it
house.
should be. That's how it should be.
Yeah,
if
so-
you want to have peace as a guy,
Give your woman the bank card. Okay, and then the next question. Do you get the pressure of wearing or not wearing certain clothes since you are married to a pastor?
that's yours.
No. Not really. It's just me maybe thinking, hore, people at church might react a certain way, because especially because of and stuff. So it's just pressure that I have put on myself. No one has told me dress this way, don't dress that way. But yeah, I read something by Mike Todd, which I related so much to. Authentic over aesthetic. Like, sometimes we think, being
The
in
anointing
ministry
is in the dress code.
Yes, I have to dress a certain way. I have to wear the 2-piece maybe or whatever.
No
but
2-piece for you,
No
man.
2-piece, no. Like,
Gag.
I think after reading that, I was like, you know what? I'm going to be more of my authentic self. Then I'm not pretending. I'm not putting on a facade or whatever. So I haven't gotten that pressure, but I'm slowly moving away from that to be more of myself. I might just put back my piercing just nje once my husband allows me.
Next question.
Marawai.
How many kids do you want? How many kids
In
do
a
you
perfect
guys want?
world, I want 4 kids.
Yeah.
But
In our world,
maybe 2 or 3.
3 should do the trick.
Or 2. It's 2 or 3. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. What are 3 things you love about each other?
You go first. Let me hear what you love about me.
Your bubbly personality that sometimes forces me to come out of my shell. Like, sometimes I'm not an introvert, I'm not an extrovert. Like, I'm in between. I'm an ambivert, whereby I love people, I love hanging out with people, but I also have a limit to that. Like, sometimes I really just want my space. Like, I have a love-hate relationship with people sometimes, and sometimes people say that I'm not a nice person. Well, not a nice, but rude maybe.
No,
or no,
not rude. Intimidating.
Intimidating,
Yes.
unapproachable, because I maybe have a serious face or whatever. Whereas my husband
But
is...
she's very open, guys.
Yeah, I'm a very nice person, guys. Don't let my face... I have a poker face sometimes.
Yeah.
Whereas my husband is very out there. The second thing, he's very passionate about God, his church, his people, which is one of the things that attracted me to him. And number 3, like, he's very kind. Like, even when we are having disagreements, he does not stop being kind. Like, yeah, he's a overall very kind person, very loving, and yeah.
Awesome. The 3 things I love about you. Thank you, babes. I'll improve. I'll take it a notch higher.
Yes.
The 3 things I love about you. I mentioned this one. You're a generous soul. You are a generous person. you don't live for yourself. So I appreciate that a lot, because if you were this stingy person, I would suffocate. I would suffocate, you know? And I adore how you love my tribe, how you love my family, because I can imagine how the transition has to be.
Yeah.
You leaving your tribe, your family, your home, your people,
Yeah.
coming into my family, adopting our culture, adopting our traditions. You know, just love how you just honor my family, honor my parents, love my tribe, love our church. You just fit in perfectly, you know?
I was the missing puzzle.
Hey, and you do it effortlessly. It's not like a pretense.
Yeah.
Or, you know what, this huge burden that you now have to... Now I have to do the in-laws. Now I have to do church life.
And the third thing?
And the third thing, I'm trying to put it in another way, but it's basically your tenderness, your soft heart. She can get really hard sometimes, but I just love how her heart is so soft, tender, you know, and yeah, I can literally eat her heart.
Oh my gosh.
It's so yummy.
Okay, that is cute. Who's more romantic? I am.
Yeah, and I'll give it to you.
Who's more funny?
Who's more funny?
Not really, Mar. Your jokes are not funny. Like he likes making jokes that he thinks are funny, but not really. And I'll just laugh because I'm a supportive wife like that.
Hey!
But he's more humorous. Let's put it like that.
Okay.
And the last thing, what's the most romantic thing you guys have ever done for each other?
What is it?
Okay, I'll say for me. Or wait, you can tell me what's the most romantic thing I've done for you, and I'll say. Now I'm very romantic. I'm sure it's gonna be very difficult.
No, yeah, because I'm trying to... Yeah, my wife was very spontaneous, and... man, what
Your first birthday, maybe? Dinner in the sky? Vibe?
we are not in marriage, just...
No, in general.
Okay, yeah, then it's dinner in the sky.
Yeah.
Definitely. She treated me out real good.
We had dinner in the sky. That was nice and cute.
And friends of ours have bought us a box with
52 date ideas.
So
which is going to be exciting.
she's pioneering that.
Yes. For me, the most romantic thing, besides the proposal,
I don't know.
I'm thinking, or besides the proposal, I have to think really hard for this.
Hey!
The most romantic thing that you've done. I will give the proposal tops it up.
Nah.
You need to up your game. But I think also, it's not the most romantic, but when we first went into lockdown and we were not married yet, they gave us 3 weeks of lockdown, and he bought me a bouquet of roses for each week. So 3 bouquets of roses, which is like, oh, it's so cute.
Yeah.
Even though it was not practical because they died at the same time. But it was cute. It was the thought that counts. But yeah, we're done, guys. Thank you so much. We did not answer all the questions because there were many and some were repetitive. But thank you so much for the questions, and thank you so much for watching the video. We hope that you enjoyed getting to know us a bit more, getting to know more about our experience in terms of our first marriage. And
let them show you some love.
Yeah,
subscribe, like, comment,
share, and yeah.
You're planning a few things for next year?
Yes, I have a few
Content-wise, this channel will be more engaging.
Yes,
and
in the name of Jesus.
Yeah.
I will be more intentional and more. But guys, our content blog learner is a thing. Give me grace when it comes to that. But I will put more effort in. I will not sleep on myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you guys. We hope that you enjoyed this video.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Let's give them a kiss to say bye.